Hey, what's up guys? Today, I'll show you a zombie action horror film, Day Zero. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. The movie begins with a news broadcast about the current dengue outbreak in the country. The spread of the disease results in a massive number of deaths. The death toll results in a stock of dead bodies in the hospital, which possibly develops a zombie virus. In a morgue, the staff is managing the pile of dead bodies. He feels alarmed as he suddenly senses a movement around the room. To his surprise, a dead human reanimates into a zombie. Unfortunately for him, the zombie instantly bites him, causing him to turn into a zombie. The scene then moves into a prison cell where a bald prisoner named Baldy is jailed. Baldy is a former member of the police special forces and is a very capable fighter. He is jailed for causing an injury to another person that results in the person's permanent disability. In the prison cell, he is competing in a push-up battle with the other prisoner. His prison friend called Tim is cheering him on. After that, the jail warden calls Baldy to his office. The warden is impressed that Baldy spent 8 years in prison without having a single offense. The warden then announces Baldy will be granted parole, which means that he will be freed from prison next month. He is happy about the announcement, since he can now be back to his family after years of imprisonment. He then promises the warden that he will not be involved in any trouble. Baldy's hairy wife, Cheryl, is currently living with their deaf-mute daughter in an old building inhabited by impoverished people. In that building, the police chief also lives with his adopted son. Back in the prison, the gang members are accusing Tim of ratting out their boss. They want to beat him up as an act of revenge. Baldy arrives on the scene, which drives the gang members out of their fear of him. Later, Baldy calls Cheryl, asking her why she rarely visits him. She explains that she is now becoming too busy with work while being a mother to their daughter. She then tells him to avoid meddling in his friend's trouble so he can come back to their home. Apparently, he helped a friend, which resulted in his criminal offense. After the call, their daughter asks Cheryl if Baldy will be coming home soon. She answers that it is still uncertain. Apparently, they do not want to let their daughter know that Baldy is imprisoned. In the prison, Baldy is trying to learn sign language for his daughter, since he will be coming home soon. Later, the gang members ambush him. He tries to calmly talk to them, but they still charge at him with their knives. To defend himself, he beats the gang members. He breaks their bones until they can no longer fight. As a result, for beating the other prisoners, the warden punishes him by putting him in a solitary room. Back in the slum building, the landlord's son notices the man, who appears to be very sick. Soon after, the landlord comes to the sick man's unit to ask for the rent payment. To the landlord's surprise, the man comes out as a zombie and instantly bites him. Apparently, the zombie infection is already spreading throughout the city, while the general population is still unaware. That night, Cheryl receives a call from her fellow health worker. However, she cannot understand a single word from her co-worker, as the connection is not clear. She walks out of her unit and notices a zombie sitting still. Her daughter finds she is gone, so the girl rings the bell, which alarms the zombie. The zombie jumps on her, so she pushes it to the ground. She grabs an umbrella and stabs the zombie in the neck using it. She then tries to evacuate the building with her daughter. In the hallways, the zombies are hunting the residents while they run for their lives. The zombie approaches her, and she immediately smashes its face away. She then continues to run with her daughter along the massive crowd in the hallways of the overpopulated building. In the prison, the emergency alarm is activated as the zombie infection reaches the place. The prisoners are freed from their jail cells to let them escape from the zombies. As the prisoners storm out of prison, the zombies attack them, resulting in total chaos inside. A police zombie approaches Baldy. In response, he wrestles it with his bare muscles and smashes its head to the floor. He runs with Tim in the prison hallways to get out of prison. He uses his mighty strength to fight off the zombies that are blocking their way. He picks up a wood to smash the heads of the ugly zombies. Baldy and Tim eventually arrive outside, where they find a van. They ride the van and drive towards the slum building to save Baldy's hairy wife and daughter. Tim decides to help Baldy because he does not have any family. In the news, it's announced that the zombies eventually fall if there is no victim around. However, noise disturbances easily wake them up. In the slum building, the police chief stays inside his unit. He is worried since his son is not coming back yet. One of his neighbors knocks at his door, asking him to let them inside his unit. Baldy and Tim arrive there, and the entrance is already locked down. Baldy breaks the lock, and he silently enters the building with Tim to avoid alerting the zombies. Apparently, the rabid zombies cannot sense them as long as they keep quiet. As they are wandering around the pile of zombies, they find the police chief's son hiding. They then ask the scared boy to walk toward them slowly. A newly reanimated zombie releases a loud scream that alerts the rest of the zombies. the zombies chase the three of them, prompting them to immediately run away for their lives. Baldy uses the fire extinguisher to blind the crowd of zombies. He clears the way by axing down the zombies blocking the way, in order for them to safely pass through the hallway. They soon reach Cheryl's unit, but Cheryl and their daughter are nowhere to be found. Baldy finds blood on the floor, making him worried that they are already infected by the zombies. Meanwhile, Cheryl is wandering around the hallways, trying to look for her daughter, who got separated from her earlier. Fortunately, in the landlord's unit, the landlord's son finds Cheryl's daughter hiding in the cabinet. A zombie tries to attack them, but the landlord's son uses a drill to kill it. They evacuate the unit, thinking that it is unsafe to stay there. Back to Cheryl's unit, Baldy and the other two proceed to wander to the hallways to search for Cheryl. The boy finds his zombie mother, and he decides to call his zombie mother. Tim tries to grab him back, since his zombie mother is already dangerous. As Tim follows the boy, they both get separated from Baldy. The boy weeps to see the condition of his mother. Tim tries his best to keep him silent, to avoid getting the attention of the zombies. Baldy finally finds Cheryl, and he is very happy to see her again, especially her hormones after spending years in prison. They enter a room together where he treats her wounds, instead of exchanging their hormones. She reports that she got separated from their daughter. He promises her that he will be going to find their daughter. The crowd of zombies outside is trying to break through the door. Tim hears that Baldy is in danger. He then decides to sacrifice himself to call the attention of the zombies. He shouts to the zombies, and the zombies chase him, allowing Baldy and the other two to safely pass through the hallways. He quickly runs away, but he soon reaches a dead end. He tries to fight back against the zombie. Unfortunately, the zombies greatly outnumber him, and he gets bitten in the end. Baldy and the two look for a safe place together, as the zombies start to notice them. They find a human hiding in a unit. They run towards there and knock at the door. It turns out that the police are hiding there together with the landlord's son and Cheryl's daughter. Recognizing that they are with his son, the police chief lets them enter the room without hesitation. Cheryl and Baldy feel relief as they see their daughter is safe there. Their hairy daughter is happy to see Baldy again. She wonders where he came from. Cheryl explains that he comes from a mission. Baldy says he is home now, and he will never leave them again. The police chief thanks Baldy for saving his son. Baldy expresses his need to bring Cheryl to the hospital because of her injury. At the same time, their food supply is running out. The police chief suggests that the government creates a safe place in the other city. They then plan to go there together tomorrow. Baldy says they need to wait for the zombies to calm down so they can safely exit the building. The police chief gives a gun to him. Later, as everyone is asleep, the police chief notices that his son is bitten by a zombie. This means that he will soon turn into a zombie. Out of his love for his son, he decides to bring him to the other city at that moment. Unfortunately, as they are leaving, the son's condition worsens. He turns into a zombie and proceeds to jump on Cheryl. In response, she shouts for help from Baldy, who instantly shoots the zombified boy. Because of this, the police chief is in complete rage toward him. The neighbor's wife suggests finishing off the zombified boy, but the police chief refuses to do so. The wife accidentally shoots the boy out of panic. In response, the police chief shoots her and the neighbor to death. Baldy leaves the unit room with the remaining people. The zombies flock toward the landlord's son and his girlfriend, trapping both of them. The girl gets bitten by a zombie, but the landlord's son refuses to leave her. The zombies then proceed to attack both of them. Meanwhile, Baldy instructs his wife and daughter to hide in the corner. During this time, he calls the attention of the zombies to clear the hallways. He shoots the approaching zombies, which kills them one after the other. He eventually runs out of bullets, and he uses the gun to smash the remaining zombies. He then takes out his handgun and continues fighting off the approaching zombies. Left alone, Cheryl and her daughter are vulnerable to danger. The angry police chief loses his mind as he plans to kill their daughter. This is to take revenge against Baldy, who killed his son. To protect her daughter, Cheryl jumps on the police chief to grab his gun, allowing her daughter to run away and hide in the corner. In the meantime, Baldy runs to the rooftop and calls the attention of the zombies. He then continues beating up more zombies using his bare hands. He walks downstairs and finds his friend Tim already zombified. This greatly saddens him, but he has no choice but to end Tim's shitty life. The police chief continues looking for Baldy's daughter as he is desperate for vengeance. Cheryl picks up a metal tube and smashes his back. He tries to shoot her repeatedly. Fortunately, she manages to take control of the gun and shoots him to death instead. Her daughter gets separated further from them as she is running away from the zombies. Baldy tries his best to search for her. He grabs a sharp metal and uses it to stab the zombies that are approaching him. As he clears the way, he finds his daughter hiding in a narrow way. He cannot fit into the passageway, so he tells his daughter to come to him. She signs that she is too scared, but he insists she must trust him at that very moment. She quickly comes towards him, and they finally get reunited. A single remaining zombie attempts to attack them. Cheryl arrives just in time to save the day by shooting the zombie. As they all get reunited, their family is whole once again. Now they need to leave together to a safe place located in the other city. Baldy instructs Cheryl about the van located outside. She asks why he will not go with them. He then reveals that he gets bitten by the zombie and will soon turn into a zombie. Their daughter wonders why Baldy will be separated from them again. Baldy explains to her that he will be on a mission. Without a choice, the wife and daughter bid goodbye to him, and they leave to go to the safe place without him. In the end, he is left alone in the building as he accepts his tragic fate. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day.